Hello, my beautiful fragrance family. Dustin here, fragrance fan. Go ahead and do me a solid and click that like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell notification. And I'm just going to keep on bringing you guys these budget-friendly fragrance reviews, that 40-ish and under dollar range. Most of these are way less than that, and a good number of these you can find at your local rack stores. And I have 5 fragrances that I decided to review that are under that $20 range. And I don't mean $19.99. I mean a couple dollars under, and some under $10. And they're actually worth picking up. So let's just get on with this list, and in no particular order, as I like doing my list. I'm going to talk about one that I've had for quite some time, and I have not mentioned it for a while in a video. But when I think of gems that are under $20, well under $20, this is one of the first ones that comes to my mind. Ben Sherman's Signature, with kind of that Burberry look going on. And this one is sweet and rugged. It's got a leather, violet, amber, patchouli, little bit of an ozonic thing. The amber patchouli is pretty prominent in this, and the leather starts coming out even more. It's got a Tom Ford ombre leather vibe. It definitely has that vibe. This isn't quite as leathery, but it has a good dose of that leather. Into the dry down, it starts becoming dusty. It takes on that oak moss, dusty, earthy kind of a thing. A little bit powdery, dusty oak moss. But more than anything else, let me just give this thing a spritz. Definitely get Tom Ford ombre leather vibes. Definitely. And this bottle, for this like 50 milliliter, was like under $10. It was like $9.99. I think you can get the 100 ml for probably like $15 or something like that. But for what this thing is, and the performance on me, the first time I tried it, it lasted me 9 hours. And that doesn't happen with very many fragrances. And I sprayed it on my hand just to see, and I timed it. I put it on before work, and it lasted till after work. First 3 to 4 hours, it was pushing off my hand pretty strong. So if you go ahead and do 5 sprays with this one, it's not like one of those room fillers, but it is fairly loud. So you go ahead and you do 5 sprays with this one, and to keep it pumping off good and strong, maybe 2 or 3 at like lunchtime or something. If you put it on at like breakfast time, maybe hit yourself 2 or 3 more times with this thing, and you are golden for the rest of the day. Good quality for what it is. Definitely doesn't smell like no kind of $10 fragrance. It definitely does not smell like a $10 fragrance. It's sweet, rugged, earthy, leather, thick, rich, heavy. The amber and patchouli is also prominent in this. There's a good dose of that earthy patchouli in this, and that sweet amber. Great fragrance, good performance, and decent quality for well under $20. Up next, another one that you can find for like $8.99, 3.4 ounce. See it regularly, especially at like Bell's Outlet. I see this one there all the time. And that is Ocean Pacific Black. And this one, if you're smelling it right up top, you're analyzing it, you're gonna get that bergamot, sweet tangerine thing right up top. But in the air, what you get on this one more is you get a hefty dose of that black pepper, but also there's earthy patchouli in this one, and woods, and it's kind of got a powdery nature in this. It's like a fresher version of La Nuit de l'Homme. I have a lot of fragrances that have that DNA, a lot of them, let's face it. It's cloned a lot and inspired a lot of fragrances, and this is one of them. For a while, I didn't know what this one was cloning. I thought it was its own thing. I thought it was unique, but somebody pointed out that this smells similar to Guess Seductive Blue, and I was like, I gotta check that out side by side, because Guess Seductive Blue has a La Nuit de l'Homme kind of a vibe. And I'll be darned, it sure does, but this is heavier than Guess Seductive Blue, but not as heavy as La Nuit de l'Homme. This is a little bit sweeter and a little bit fresher, so I say that this is more versatile. I think this is just about a 4-season fragrance. The hottest, no, but like the middle of summer, the hottest dog days of summer, no, but everything else, This thing is good for that. It's daytime, spring, fall, winter. It's strong. It's an eau de parfum concentration. The projection is pretty good on this thing for like a good hour and a half. And you'll get a nice scent bubble for like 4 hours anyhow. And total longevity on me, I'm getting like 6+ hours for a $9 fragrance. That's really doing a good job. So if you haven't checked this one out, that's what's going on with it. It's on my under $20 list for a reason. I really enjoy it. Up next, my most recent purchase that is on this list, and I feel like it definitely deserves to be on this list because you can find this one for like $17 on Amazon all day long. Other discounters got it for that price, and I'm talking about Fragrance World Cocktail Intense. There's no denying what they are going after with this thing. Kilian's Angel Share. And basically this one is a warm, spicy, cinnamon, boozy, sweet, powdery vanilla. The only thing that it misses really between this and Kilian's Angel Share is Kilian's has a very, very believable, warm, creamy apple pie thing going on. This has touches of that, but it kind of misses the mark, and it's $16. It is 10% the price of Angel Share, maybe a little bit less than 10%. So for $17, they get so much of that DNA right, especially after it dries down after like 20 minutes, because in the opening, you're clearly going to be reminded, if you know Angel Share or any other fragrance that is replicating that or trying to, you're going to say to yourself, okay, yeah, definitely Angel Share. But like 15-20 minutes into it, it gets closer and closer. They're like 90% there. That's like one of the only things that's missing. That and a more believable like Hennessy whiskey kind of a note, because that's what, you know, Angel Share was inspired by, is the like burnt whiskey barrels and stuff like that. So warm, spicy, boozy, vanilla, like a cinnamon. It's got a heart of plum, that beautiful sweet plum. Give me this thing a spray. I got the dried on my hand. Yeah, that there's no denying that there's that sweet plum, but it's not like it doesn't overtake anything. The spices are over top of that. The spices and like that smooth vanilla and the booziness and the plum just couple together so well. $17 is really, really hard to beat for this. Personally, I do like Camera better. I think it's better quality. I think it's longer lasting. I think it's louder. It's not as accurate. It's not as close to Angel Share as this. This is closer. But I do like this scent profile of Camera better. It's also $20 more, almost $20 more. So if you're on that budget and you don't want to spend like $35, trust me, I get it. Just check this one out. Check this one out. It is super worth it. And the performance really isn't that bad. At first, I wasn't getting that good performance or projection. It wasn't super bad. But now I'm getting 5+ hours out of this thing. 5+ hours. And I do score this at least 7 out of 10. It's in that gem territory for me. I think that's higher than when I first rated it. So definitely worth looking at. $16.99, super hard to beat for that price. Up next, I had to feature this one. There's no way I couldn't. I think about it all the time. I still wear this thing in public, scent of the day type stuff, and it's like $7 or $8. So it's one of those very rare cases that the clone is better than the original classic match, the Drakkar Noir clone. Is it better than the Drakkar Noir that came out way back in the day, 30, 40 years ago, whatever it was, 40 something years ago? No. But this is closer to that version than what we have today. The one today, it's not bad. You definitely smell Drakkar Noir in that. There's no doubt about it. It's Drakkar Noir. Not quite as rich and definitely not as loud and long lasting. This one gets all that scent profile. It opens up, for whatever reason, these classic matches, this one, the Polo Green, the Obsession one, this one is least out of all of them. But they have this like kind of weird woody thing. This one just barely touches on that. The other one's got a lot of it. This one barely touches on that and stays real true to that amazing green, spicy lemon opening with that juniper, pine, fir, earthy woodiness, and dashes of sweet amber and some resins. I love the like fir, pine, juniper combination that's in the body of this thing. There's so many different flowers. There's like geranium and lemon verbenum, but like more than anything else, it's that up top, that sour lemon green opening with green spicy opening, and then that body of that pine. There's something about the different firs and things like that are in here, those green coniferous trees, and just touches of that sweet amber and some resins. This has all of that for like $8 at Walmart all day, every day. And the performance is pretty stellar for what it is. It's a 6 to 7 plus hour fragrance. I think some of you guys are talking about this absolute beast. On me, anything over 6 hours is doing really good on me, because that just doesn't happen. So I had to feature this one. All these classic matches, the Obsession one, the Polo Green. If you like those fragrances and you like the OG, you might want to like kind of dive into this Belcam classic match thing and check them out, because they're worthy fragrances. And up next, one that's kind of a hidden gem, and I kind of think that this Middle Eastern house is probably one of the most underrated Middle Eastern houses, because from what I've smelled and seen, their fragrances are pretty beast mode, fairly accurate, and they just do a good job. This one pretty much might almost win the Ugly Bottle Award. Sapele Bound. Warm, sweet. If you're diagnosing this thing, right? If you spray it on your skin and you're trying to pick stuff out, you're gonna get that sweet tart green apple, amber, citrus combination. You're gonna get that amber, apple, citrus. Goodness, yeah, amber, apple, citrus. You're gonna get that. I got it like up my sleeve right here, so I can't do that right now. In fact, I'm gonna spray it in the air and let you know what it actually smells like, what other people are gonna smell. So you're not going to get so much of that citrus. That's not going to be there. That freshness, that tart apple. You're just going to get the sweet aspects of it. And really what people are going to end up smelling in this thing is the warm sweetness, amber, spicy nutmeg leather combination. This is a clone of Giorgio Armani's Profumo, Code Profumo. It's a pretty good one. It's pretty accurate. The difference from what I remember, it's been a while since I smelled that one, is this one's heavier on the leather. Other than that, the sweetness, the spices and everything, it's all there. This one it does have a harshness to it. I'm not going to lie. There is a bit of a harshness to it, but it's not in a bad way. It's not in a super offensive way. I think it's just in a way that makes it push off farther, which can be a good thing, because the projection on this one is pretty stellar. This thing pushes off good, and on me, I'm getting like 7 or 8 hours on this thing, and it's like a $17 fragrance, $16 or $17 all day, every day. You look up Sapele Bound, just Google this thing, and you'll see. Even on Amazon, it's like $16. And this is October of 2024 that I'm recording this. So yeah, this list has fragrances. None of these are poor performers on this list. In fact, since it's October and we're getting into the cooler seasons, these are all appropriate for this time of year too. So these are just some fragrances that I've had, one fairly new, that just kind of prove that you don't even have to spend a $20 bill after tax, and you can get something that smells really, really good. I have several others that could have made this list, but I picked and chose. I went through my whole collection and picked and chose these specific fragrances because I think they really appropriately fit this bill, and I enjoy them, and I look forward to wearing these ones a little bit more coming these colder days. So with that, I'm out. Y'all be blessed. Take care of yourself always. And until next time.